welcome to your virtual studio. Today we have a 30-minute stretch class and we are going to use a prop today. However, it will be optional. Just a hand weight, if there's one handy, you can either do it or do it without it. It won't make any difference to your workout, you can still do everything. However, it will just provide that extra bit of resistance if you do feel like going a little bit deeper through the muscles. So yeah. Grab it if you want it, leave it out if you don't want it, and just pop it to the side for now. We'll begin in a child's pose. So whenever you're ready, starting at one end of your mat with your knees fairly wide, your toes joining together so you can feel that center point of connection. And then we'll start to walk our arms forward. Now you can either have them completely outstretched with your forehead melting to the mat, or you can make yourself just a little bit of a pillow with your hands, stacking them or making a fist stack. So it doesn't matter, wherever you feel most comfortable, I want you to make sure that you're in that position. So once we prepare, let's just close down our eyes, settle the body, settle the mind, settle any emotions, and just bring yourself into your body and start to observe how you're feeling on that physical level, how you're feeling emotionally, mentally, and just providing a connection, using your breath now. Inhale in through your nose and a nice big exhale through your mouth. And just taking 3 more full breaths in your own time. There's no rush. So a cycle is inhale and exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. And just once more, inhale and exhale. Begin to outstretch the arms if they're resting under your forehead. And now take your arms for a little walk over to the right hand side, creating a little side body bend through the left. Try and push away through the left hand, stretching out through the side of the armpit line, down the back of the shoulder blade, and across the back of the ribs. Just take 2 full breaths. And once more, inhale and exhale. Walking the hands back through the center, over to your left hand side, so that now you're feeling the stretch moving towards the right side of your body. Push with the right hand, stretching across the back of the right side of the armpit line, down through the sideline of your body, and over the back of the shoulder blade, over across the rib cage. Take 2 big breaths here. And another one, inhale and exhale. Walking your hands back through the center. Now moving toward your puppy pose, lifting your tailbone, dropping the chest a little bit lower. If you're feeling still a little bit sticky in the shoulders, bend your elbows nice and wide, but keep your tailbone lifted. If you feel like you have the full range of movement available to you, reach the arms forward, stretching out across the palms and spreading the fingertips nice and wide, melting either your sternum or your forehead or chin to the mat. Breathe into the back of the shoulder blades and through the front of the armpits. Can you wrestle out a little bit from the right armpit and the left armpit, just dancing the shoulders into the floor? Couple of breaths, inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. Slowly drop the hips back over your heels, bring the hands towards your knees, push the floor and roll yourself up. Give your shoulders a nice big juicy roll. Find your way through hands and knees, so 4-point kneeling position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take your right arm and open it up to the sky and thread it underneath your left. And let's make this a nice flowing movement, right arm to the sky, thread it underneath your left. Right arm to the sky, thread it underneath the left. 6 more, lifting and threading, and lifting and threading. Go for 2 and thread, and once more, hold this one under and stretch your left arm forward, rolling your right shoulder to the floor. Can you rest your right ear, maybe your right side of the cheek? Can you roll the left armpit towards the mat? Gazing toward your right fingertips, can you stay just for 8 counts? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your time to arrive any way that feels good back to 4-point kneeling. From here, cat and a cow, so spine to the sky, belly to the floor, spine to the sky, belly to the floor. Let's do one more set. Lifting through cat, dropping for cow, and then finding your center and just resetting to set up for the other side. Left arm comes up, left arm threads underneath the right. Begin to find your flowing movement, left arm back, and underneath the right, left to the sky, and underneath. Let's do 4 more. Lift it, and thread, and lift, and thread. 2 more. Lift, and thread once more, and lift, and roll it all the way under, dropping down through the left shoulder, reaching your right arm further forward, and settling into the left ear, the left cheek, however comfortable you feel here, just to drop into it a little bit lower. Can you roll your right armpit a little bit further towards the floor, taking a deep breath in. Reaching for those right fingertips, those left fingertips, and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Any way that feels good, bringing yourself back up to 4-point kneeling and moving through a second set of your cats and cows. If you feel drawn to moving into your disco cat, adding those side body rolls, please go for it. Moving the way that feels best for your body for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find your way through a high kneeling position. Give the wrist a little bit of a flick out if you need to, and step your right foot forward. Hands to the hips or just resting on top of the thigh, doesn't matter. Pressing straight forward in a parallel line. So you want your right hip driving over the right knee, right toes. Then we're going to angle it off to a diagonal line to the right side. And then we bring it back to that parallel line. I'm just going to turn around through the front so that you can see the angling. So drawing through parallel, everything's in line, and then just flicking the toes off, drawing the knee off to the side, and moving deeper and deeper each time. Move through the parallel to that external rotation. You can go at any pace here. If you feel like really invigorating your body and bringing some energy, go with a faster tempo. Or if you feel like your body just really needs that slow opening, just go nice and slowly, moving at your own pace, really diving deeper into the stretch. Completely up to you. You'll know your body and how it feels today. And using your exhales as you drop into the stretch. You should be feeling an opening across the left hip crease, across the left hip flexors, and just working through. Whatever pace you're at, we're going to keep this going for 8 counts. Last 7, last 6, and 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Back through parallel. Draw the arms down, forward, resting onto the floor. You can be outside or inside the foot, and then curl your left toes into the mat and lift your left knee. Add a pulse here. You want to think about driving the left hip bone towards the floor as you pulse. And then the left hip pops up, drops down, pops up, drops down. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just holding somewhere in a sweet spot there, keeping the left knee lifted. Take your right arm to a twist, reach for the sky. Push the left hand down into the floor, but scoop up through the left armpit. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your right hand in through the inside, is what I'm trying to say, into the right foot. Wiggle your right foot out to the edge of your mat. Soften down the knee, and now we're going to stretch your right foot back. the right leg back, extending through the knee, pushing the arms into the floor. Pull them back if you need extra support, or reach further forward and find a stretch down the lats at the same time. Breathe into the hamstring in the back of your knee. Can you drop into it a little further? And again, going further. Just for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming forward. Take your right hand on the outside now of your right foot. Walk your foot to the left-hand side of the left hand. Gently lower down the knee, setting up for pigeon pose. Now that's a bit tricky to get through it that way. Just set up for pigeon pose any way that you feel good getting into. If you feel good at the left knee, untuck the left toes. Push your hands into the floor, raise your chest up. Shoulders come down, neck is long. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for a moment. If you feel good, walk down through the arms, letting them rest through a genie fold. If you feel really good, reaching the arms forward, dropping the chest down a little bit lower. Getting a little more comfortable. Fading the tension. Maybe directing your mind to your breath, not to the discomfort that you might be experiencing. Nearly there. 5 more counts. And 3, 2, and 1. Slowly start to lift up through the chest. We're going to drop our weight onto our right butt cheek, and then we're going to bring the left knee, I'm just going to swivel around a little bit, to the right foot. So the left knee stays grounded. We're going to walk the hands back and just let ourselves relax down through one elbow, through 2 elbows, or potentially we can have the flexibility. If it's there for us, we might go all the way down onto our back. So check in with which one feels good, what layer, what stage. Just making sure that the left knee does stay put. So you want the left knee grounded, maybe a little squeeze into the left butt cheek, just raising up that left hip and expanding that tension across the hip crease. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your hands and gently press into the floor and lift yourself up. Taking your legs, extend them out in front of you. Find your hand weight if you want one. Grounding into the sit bones, 2 straight legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, holding that hand weight above the crown of your head. Then slowly folding forward towards your toes. Scoop the belly in, round into the spine. And then curl all the way down to the floor. Press your legs down firmly and reach the arms to go over your head. Bring yourself up, find your sit bones, reach the hand weight over the chest and really push the chest through. Fold forward nice and slowly, curve into the spine, round into the belly. Take a moment here and then roll yourself all the way down, continue looking at the belly. Reach the hand weight over and above your head. And again, coming up nice and slow, find your sit bones, reach into the sky, push the chest through, fold forward. Can you get a little bit further this time? Round the spine, scoop the belly, roll yourself down nice and slowly. We're going to go 2 more times. Reaching, coming up. Find your sit bones, reach your hand weight above your head, push the chest through. Fold forward. Can you go further? Pull the belly even deeper, round into the spine. Looking at the belly, start to roll yourself down onto the floor. 1 more time here, inhale. Exhale, bring yourself up. Find your sit bones or reach the hand weight above your head to the sky. Find the length and the space in the spine. Fold forward slowly. Take your time rolling down onto the floor. And releasing your hand weight there off beside you. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh, setting up for your figure 4. You can either hold the back of the left thigh, pulling it towards your chest, curving slightly into the lumbar area of the spine, or you can have your left hand holding the left thigh, And your right hand pushing the right knee away from you, not bringing it in, but pushing it away from you. Hold this position. Stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the left leg all the way to the floor, stretch it out nice and straight, and hold your right knee. Give it a big squeeze, embrace it, use some energy, use some force. Tighten the grip, hold for a moment, take a twist. When you're ready, fold the right knee to the left-hand side of the body. Reach your right arm out. Maybe left hand also stretches out to a T, or perhaps you use a little bit of extra weight there and press the right knee to the floor using the left hand. If the neck feels good, take a little gaze and look over at your right fingertips. Breathe around the spine like a nice spiraling staircase. Rinsing through the belly like a wet sponge as you exhale. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very slowly bring the knees back to center. Lift the knees into tabletop position, toes, knees, and thighs connecting. Arms open to a T, dropping your knees to the right side. Maybe they go all the way to the floor, maybe they hover. Lift them through center, fold them to the left. Lift them back through center, fold them to the right. And once more, lift them through center, fold them to the left. Bring the knees through center, hold the back of the thighs, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and look at your belly button. Start to massage the spine. And then as you swing yourself up to a seat, find your way to a high kneeling position at one end of your mat. Step forward with your left foot, hands to hips or resting on top of that left knee. Start to push the pelvis forward. Now we make our turn. We angle the leg out to find that external rotation. So forward in a parallel line, toe, knee, hip, and shoulder on that left side. And then we turn the knee and the thigh off to the left side. I'm going to do it facing the front so you can see if you have forgotten. Forward in a parallel line. And then we angle off to the side, stretching across the inner thigh and the adductors. Stretching forward, opening the right hip crease now, stretching it out to the side, and maybe, hopefully, getting some space across the inner thigh. Inhale, exhale as you move into the stretch. And then picking and choosing your own tempo. Is it slow? Is it going deeper and deeper into the stretch? Is it moving with your own body's energy? Checking in, you might even feel different from one side to the other. Maybe if you went slow on the right, maybe you're increasing the tempo on the left, or vice versa. Opening up the tissues, opening up the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons. Keeping this going at any tempo for 8, 7, 6, and 5. Last 4, and 3. Last 2. And 1 more, bringing it back into parallel, drawing the hands down to either frame or sit inside that left foot. Take a deep breath. Curl your right toes into the floor and lift your right knee. Start to pulse a little here by lifting and lowering at the right hip bone. So use that as your guide to pulse up, down. Pulsing for 8, for 7, for 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, holding in a sweet spot. Take a deep breath in. Start to stretch your left arm to a twist, reaching for the sky. Push your right hand harder into the floor and scoop up under the right armpits. Lift a little bit higher, holding 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the left hand down inside the left foot. Walk your left foot off to the left hand side. Gently lower down your right knee. And then stretch the left leg nice and long. Now, option here with the hands to leave them there at the foot or bring them back if you need a little bit more support. See how you feel. Can you get a stretch down the outer edges of the lats as your arms are reaching forward, at the same time as stretching the hamstring in the back of the knee? Fill up your breath, inhale. Release it on the exhale. Keep going. Going a little further, a little bit deeper with every breath out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Bending forward, coming through. Take a breath, lift your right knee. Take your hand on the outside of the left foot, and now walk your foot to the right hand. Gently lower the left knee, finding your pigeon setup. And again, if that's a little bit too tricky to get there that way, any way will do, just setting up for your pigeon position. If your knee is okay in the back leg, untuck those toes. Use your hand as you bring yourself a little bit more upright. Push the crown of the head to the sky, drop the shoulders, and find some length in the neck. Inhale. Exhale, starting to fold down a little if it feels okay. Maybe resting down onto your genie arms. Or perhaps you have space to go even further by reaching the arms out to a stretched position and melting down at the chest. Whichever shape, be sure that you are comfortable enough to breathe through that tension, to breathe out the discomfort. Keep breathing. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Using your hands to gently make your way back in. Push the hands into the floor, lift up to the chest. Now drop all the way onto the left hip, the left butt cheek. Bring your right knee into the left foot. I'm going to swivel around a little again. Then walk back with the hands. Gently lower to the left elbow. See if you have space, go to the right elbow. If you have even more, lay down onto your spine. Otherwise, one hand, one elbow. And holding that right knee towards the floor. Just make sure it's not popping up. You won't get the full benefit of the stretch. We want that right knee to be down. And then a little bit of attention to your butt cheek. Once you give it a squeeze to try and draw the right hip bone up towards the ceiling, just to help lengthen out the front of this quad and this hip flexor here on the right side. Let your breath settle. This can be quite an intense stretch. Hold for these last 8 counts. We're nearly there. And last 3, 2, and 1. Using your hands, lift up through the chest. Take a seat onto your bottom and kick the legs out in front of you. 2 straight lines out in front. You might have a little soft, bit of a softened knee position, or maybe the kneecaps are kissing the floor. Find your hand weight. If you're using it, reach the arms up and over your head. Now we're just going to fall down. We're going to create a little bounce here and then lift up, spring the chest through. So fall down, allow that hand weight to create a deeper sensation. If you don't have a weight, inhale the arms, exhale, fold, inhale the arms, exhale, fold. If you're allowing your weight to be of assistance to facilitate the stretch, make sure that you're still in control of it. So it does provide that extra tension on the ends of our bodies, so make sure that you are in control. Get rid of it if it doesn't feel so good. Push the chest through at the top, spring forward. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And gently plant the hand weight down beside you. Roll yourself down onto your back. Cross your left knee over your left ankle over the right knee, setting up for your figure 4 glute stretch for the other side. Option to take both of the hands and tuck them to the back of the right thigh, pulling it closer to your body. Or right hand on the back of the right thigh, left hand pushing the left knee away from you. Not towards you, push it away, open up that hip crease. Let the breath settle. Direct your breath into those areas where you're feeling it the most. Keep holding. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the right leg all the way down and stretch it out long to the mat. Grab a hold of the right knee, use a little bit of energy and force, and pull it into your body. Use your thigh to push down over the abdominals. Keeping that intensity there. Hold it for a moment. When you're ready, next breath, fold the left knee to your right hand side. Stretch the left arm out. Right hand might even sit on top of the left thigh, acting as a little anchor, or the right arm will just move out to a capital T. If your neck allows it, gazing over to your left fingertips. Rinsing out the waist. Deepening the twist in the spine. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very slowly coming all the way onto your back. Lifting the legs into tabletop position, zipping up the toes, the knees, the thighs. Push those arms out as wide as you can go, palms to the floor. Lower the knees to the right hand side, all the way if it feels good. Look left. Lift the knees up through center. Fold them to the left, all the way if it feels good. Look right. We're going to do 1 more on each side. So inhale the knees back through center. Folding them over to the right, look left. And the last one, lifting the knees, folding them to the left, looking right. Bring the legs back to the center, holding onto the back of the thighs or the creases of the knees. Lift your shoulders up to the belly button. Massage the spine as you rock and roll yourself up. Find your way to your high kneeling at one end of the mat. Hand weight if you want it. Curl your toes into the floor. Press your hands down just in front of the knee so that the wrist is almost shaving the top of the kneecaps. Then pike the hips up so that you're in a forward fold. Drop down through the heels. Get a little bit of a sway happening here, right to left, left to right. Just releasing the body. If your hand weight is handy and close by, take hold of it and bring it to the back of the low spine, holding one end with each hand. Draw the shoulder blades to each other and then start to stretch the arms towards the back of the head or towards the neck. Can you drop into it a little bit deeper into your fold? Maybe you soften your knees and get the chest a little bit closer to the thighs. Allowing the hand weight to facilitate that stretch once more through the front of the shoulders, the chest. Hang into it, come out of it if at any stage you feel a little bit dizzy or you lose control of that weight. Here for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the hand weight towards your spine. Roll yourself up nice and slowly by softening the knees all the way up to standing. Take a little shoulder roll here and drop your chin into the chest. We're going to roll ourselves down and just pop your hand weight off to the side. Walk yourself all the way out to a high plank position. Soften your whole body to the floor, chest down. Untuck the toes, find a swan, lift up. Lower the chest, just 1 more through swan, inhale. Exhale, push the chest up. Lower the chest down, pushing back into child's pose. Knees wide, toes joining together, arms forward outstretched or supporting your forehead. Settle in, close down the eyes. Notice your body now in comparison to when you first arrived here in the same position. What's changed? What hasn't changed? How's the mind mentally, emotionally? How's the body physically? Take 3 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more cycles. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more big breath in. Big breath out. Bring the hands toward your knees. Ripple the spine to stack 1 bone at a time. Taking a seat in the middle of your mat. Getting nice and comfortable. With your next breath, float the arms over your head to the sky. Palms together in prayer, and exhale as you guide them to your third eye. Hope and dreams. Bring your hands to your lips. Truth and honesty. And bring your hands to your heart for love and compassion. Blink your eyes. Well done. Thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to see you soon.